Welcome to Legislative Legacy, an oral history of the Connecticut General Assembly. I'm Diane Smith. In this episode, we hear from Representative Salim Noujaim. He was first elected to the legislature in a special election in February 2002. For 15 years, he represented the 74th House District on the east side of Waterbury. I asked if managing his family's manufacturing business was his inspiration to run for office.
Primarily it is, because I understood at the time, back in 2002, that manufacturers, practitioners, I must say, have no voice in the Connecticut General Assembly. The cost of doing business in the state of Connecticut is very high. The regulations are very high. The red tapes are extremely difficult to maneuver and to navigate. And I decided to join the process, so hopefully I can bring awareness to the fact that businesses are struggling in the state of Connecticut and they need somebody to be their voice. And I became the voice of manufacturing and the voice of businesses at the chamber. Quite honestly, every time I spoke about business. I spoke about the impact of business and the wealth that it creates within our community. And I wanted people to know, legislators to know and to understand that today's manufacturing is not yesterday's technology. Manufacturing has expanded, has improved so much into technology that everything is computerized. And people who are in the manufacturing sector must be skilled, must be computer savvy, and must be well trained in order for us manufacturers to compete in the workplace. Because we no longer compete against our neighbors across the street, we compete our neighbors across the oceans. Because honestly, I'm a practitioner. I wake up in the morning and I go to work before I come to the Capitol. Many times after session, I go back to the shop, I turn the lights on to see what my people did during the day. And then many times when we are here at night, late at night, I still go to work in the morning to make sure that the shift is starting and our people are doing the job correctly before I come back to the Capitol. So I'm a practitioner, and I brought my practice essentially to the Connecticut General Assembly.
I wonder how the fact that you came here from Lebanon, how that has affected your attitude about running for office and for public service.
Well, this is a great question, thank you. Every time somebody asks me the question, the first thing I say, God bless America, the land of opportunity. I've been all over the world. There is no place like America, quite honestly. And I tell you a story which makes me cry all the time. I became American citizen. And when I was being sworn in as American citizen, the judge looked into my eye and he said, I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know why he came up with this, but the judge looked into my eye. I would love to know his name. He looked into my eye and he said, if a war broke out today between the United States of America and Lebanon, which side you will fight on? I mean, really, he said that to me. And then I looked him in the eye, I said, Your Honor, I am an American citizen. And there's no place like America. You know, really, I mean, I cherish my native country of Lebanon. I was born, I grew up in Lebanon, I have roots in Lebanon. I came to this country when I was 22 and I could not speak a word of English. But thank God I got myself educated. And the reason for which I wanted to be involved in our community and in our state is the fact that this country has been wonderful to me. You have to put something back. You can't just take. You have to put something back into our community. And thank God the Lord has given me the ability to serve and to serve people and to help them out when they needed my help. I can say with lots of confidence that I returned every phone call, I returned every email, I returned every letter. I responded to everyone who asked me questions. And those are the people who are not going to forget you. I called you, you called me back. And to people on the local level, that's very important. And if I am to give any advice to any of my colleagues who want to either join in the future, who are there now, respond to everybody. Because you know something? No one in Waterbury ever asked me how I voted in an item. Nobody. But most important to them is, I called you and you called me back. That's really important. In my opinion, some things have changed to the worse. At one time or another, and please understand, I'm not being partisan in here whatsoever. At one time or another, when I first came to the General Assembly, people on the Democratic side had the ability to vote what they wanted to vote, how they wanted to vote. I think now it has changed in a way that and please don't take this, in any way against the Democrats. I have many friends who are Democrats, but the leadership of the Democratic Party dictate to the rank and file how to vote on every bill. You never, very seldomly, you see renegades voting against a bill. Very seldomly, you see 3 or 4 Democrats voting no on a bill. But it's always almost unanimous. It was not like this when I first came. It was where Democrats had the ability to decide how they want to vote. Republicans, if you look at the board, Republicans are all over the place. Republicans will vote no against their own amendments sometimes. And I did that in the past when I voted no one time on an amendment that was brought in by my leader, by the leader of the caucus, because I looked at the time and it was an amendment that would hurt the city of Waterbury, not help the city of Waterbury. It was about education cost sharing. And when I did the calculation, I said, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to vote no. And I voted no on it. And nobody gave me holy heck because I voted no on it. But on the Democratic side, no. I heard one time that one Democrat wanted to vote no on a bill. He had to ask for a special permission to do that, which is unfortunate. People should be able to express their point of view. And I hope and I pray that people don't get upset with me about it because it's a fact. We get into a time where you say, I served for 15 years and I hope and I pray that my constituents will remember me as serving them with dignity, pride and integrity. And now let someone else take over. Let some new ideas. Meanwhile, I go pay attention to my business and then go back a little more into the community. I miss the community. I mean, we have so many charitable things that I used to be involved in that unfortunately for me, I'm no longer able to be involved in them. I love to go and sit on the floor at the Children's Community School or the Brass City Charter School and sit down on the floor and read to the kids, or go during Dr. Seuss's birthday and read at schools. These are the things that I used to love all the time, and unfortunately some of those events took place and take place when we are in session, so I can't do them anymore. So sometimes you have to go back into your community and put some more effort into making our community a better place to live, to work, and to raise a family.
For more episodes of Legislative Legacy, visit ct-n.com.